What's up, everybody? It's your boy Asian, and we're back here once again. I did not think today was going to be like this. I did not have a chance to get to talk to you guys about it. I may be late. It happened this morning. It broke this morning, working my other job, got up, did not have a chance to even address it, trying to soak it in, take it in. And a lot of Steeler fans, hey, I hope you're happy with what you got. As we all talked about, a lot of people wanted George Pickens gone and say he was a cancer to the team. His actions were crazy, but it was all on the field. I don't think it was anything that had to do with off the field things. I know he was late the one time that he was talking about before Christmas. But with that being said, I'm coming here to tell you guys, give you my reaction on the George Pickens trade. Yes, George Pickens, star receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has been traded to the Cowboys, and that happened this morning. I woke up and was in complete shock. I can tell you the first thing that came to my mind was just furious, just mad. And I know a lot of people think the opposite of what I'm thinking, but the timing of this all just makes no sense. But first, let's talk about the capital. The Steelers trade George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys for a sixth round pick in 27. The Steelers receive a third-round pick for George Pickens next year's draft in 26, which will be in Pittsburgh, and they get a fifth-round pick in 27. So those the late pick round swaps with the Cowboys. So essentially, they only nabbed a third-round pick for him. I thought they would at least be able to get a second, especially right before the draft. Like I said, the timing of this trade makes no sense. We're almost 2 weeks after the NFL draft. There was rumors swirling the Packers, maybe the Cowboys were going to trade for George Pickens. It didn't happen before the draft. So I don't know what the Steelers were doing with this move. It's been rumored that Mike Tomlin was the one was the spirit of this call. But like I said, the timing just does not make sense. I feel bad because we didn't get to see George Pickens and DK Metcalf get to play together at least for 1 year. I thought they could at least make it work for 1 year. Then we could go beyond it. And they can maybe try to pull the T, maybe franchise tag them, maybe trying to find a new deal. But I don't know what happened inside of that locker room, inside the organization that made them pull the trigger. Now it just does not make sense. And it does not help whatever quarterback you decide to go with, whether that's Mason Rudolph. It's probably not going to be Will Howard, but either Aaron Rodgers. It just does not make sense. So it's almost like the Steelers are stuck right now. They're stuck in mediocrity. There's no direction coming from this offense. You got to make it as easy on the quarterback. It's like they're not trying to win the Super Bowl. They're not trying to be contenders. So for me, it makes no sense to try to go acquire Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers seems like the guy who wants to come in and try to help a team make some noise and win some games. But obviously, this takes you out of Super Bowl contention completely, and it just shows you where the Steelers are. So there's just a lack of direction on the offense. Now we're going to go back to the same situation where we at in this last season, unless they add a wide receiver, an explosive guy you compare with DK Metcalf. Now one of these mediocre-ass receivers that they've been trying to get over the last couple years, of Van Jefferson or Mike Williams, it's not going to freaking cut it. I'm sorry, it's not. But you trade him, and now we're in the same boat again where we have one star receiver and nothing else besides Pat Fryer, works the middle of the field. I think we'll have a good running game. But in Arthur Smith's system, I think it would complement them well and work out well if you had another good receiver, a 1-2 punch to help run the football, run that zone, and be good on defense. It just does not make any sense. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat how I feel about it, man. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Steelers fans can be pissed at me. I do not agree with the trade. It did not need to happen, and it did not happen at the time, and that it freaking happened. It just literally makes no sense. So I know they got these picks for him, but with that being said, a lot of people are saying that the Steelers are targeting his 26th draft. Like I said, will be in Pittsburgh. They've piled up 12 draft picks, a lot of compensatory picks. One of these picks from the Cowboys. I still don't get it, man. It's almost like they're punting, but they want to stay in the middle. But like I've talked about before, the worst thing you could do in sports is just be right in the middle. You're either going to be good or you're going to be bad, because you're building towards something, and then if you're bad, then you can build up towards something. But there's no there's no direction on the offense side of the football. Defense is getting older. It's going to be one of the worst offenses in the NFL again. And we continue to have this same story over and over and over and over again since Ben Roethlisberger retired. And even before he retired, he was hurt. But it's so frustrating to watch, man, the offenses of the football, just to be this mediocre, especially this modern day football, when these teams have great quarterbacks, especially in the AFC, especially even on division with Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud. I could keep going on. It's mind-boggling. So much information in my head today thinking about this. I'm just very frustrated. Now there was news, couple receiver news. They were saying Gabe Davis was cut by Jaguars. The Steelers could target him. Oh, Gabe Davis lacks legit speed. He was cut from the Jaguars after signing a contract this offseason, last offseason. previous season before the 24 season. He had one year. He played 1 year there. He signed a 3-year deal, but they cut him. There's been rumors that Allen Lazard, New York Jets wide receiver, is going to come here. Allen Lazard is a solid receiver, but it just doesn't do nothing for me. He's not. I don't have an explosive guy to take you over the top. But now the rumor is the guy who drafted out of my favorite school, Michigan, Roman Wilson. The Steelers are expecting a year or two jump from him. He was hurt last year, and he did not play in the game last year, which was sad to see. I thought he was going to be productive and make some noise, but just all the things I'm hearing right now, it just does not do it for me. And it just puts me in a more pissed off state with this organization right now. And I cannot wait until Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan has something to say. I was just having a great day. Just did the draft, my reaction to the draft, and then this news goes kaboom and it blows up. And if you think about the Steelers, just with all these times over the years, over these last 7 to 10 years with these receivers, behavioral issues. We find a way to draft them, but cannot coach them up and cannot get these guys in line and help them win. You go back to 2018, Martavis Bryant gets traded. 2019, AB gets traded. Claypool, 22, gets traded. 24, last year, Deontay Johnson gets traded. Now George Pickens gets traded. All for behavioral issues. So what is that telling you? There's something in the organization. We want to coach well. Mike Tomlin wants to coach well. Coach these guys up. Don't quit on the guys. But this is what seems to happen. They didn't have to pull the trigger. They could have had George Pickens this year and let him walk next year and got a compensatory pick at the worst. But they decided to trade him to the Cowboys. And maybe I'm more pissed off, too, because I hate the Dallas Cowboys and I got to hear their mouths. But would they have got rid of him at the right time? We don't know. But after reading all the receivers that we've gotten rid of in the last 7 years, Chase Claypool is the one we got the biggest return from. You tell me how that makes sense. I don't agree with it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not happening. And real quick before I get out of here, guys, think about this 2022 draft class. First round pick, Kenny Pickett, traded to the Cleveland Browns before last season. George Pickens, second round pick, 52 overall, traded today to the Dallas Cowboys. Third round pick, DeMarvin Leal, 84. He's on the team, but he's been a complete bust. Have not developed into a starting guy or elite level guy. We got Calvin Austin. He's the only guy on his team right now that I'm reading off that's actually being productive. He missed his first year with injury, but he's been solid the last couple years. Traded the 5th round pick, 163 to the New York Jets. Traded 6th round pick, 198 to Jacksonville. Next pick was 208, Connor Hayward. Cam Hayward's little brother. He's been solid. He's made slight contributions, but nothing too great. And a 7th round pick, which is always a stretch pick, 225, Mark Robinson. They tried to help him out, but he's just going to be a special teams guy. And 241, Chris Olave-Khan, who's a quarterback who hasn't really done nothing. So as a Steelers fan, I am just confused at the direction that this franchise is trying to go. Or they basically telling us they're going to punt in 2025. They're going to tell you all the right things, but I'm not buying it. Steelers fans don't buy it. I think it was an awful trade, and I do not agree with it. And if you want to debate me on it, so be it. But it did not have to happen now, and the timing was completely awful. I had to give you guys my take on that. I'm just very pissed off that this did not have to go the way. We never even got to see George Pickens and DK Metcalf come together. So I'll be very interested to see what Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan got to say. But like I said, I do not agree with this trade. It just doesn't make sense, and it comes at a very weird time. So something isn't right in Pittsburgh. And we just continue to talk about this in our franchise. It seems like it's just going in the opposite direction. So much history, so much greatness. But lately, these last 5-6 years, being right before Big Ben retired, we just cannot get it right on the offensive side of the football. We're playing from behind, and it's just unacceptable, man. It's just unacceptable. But that's my take on it. I appreciate all the love and support. Don't forget to subscribe to my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Keeping the Score. I appreciate all the love and support. Hey, it's your boy Adrian, and I'm out. I just want to say, Steelers fans, try to keep your peace and let's figure this out together. I'm here with you. I feel your pain. So, hey, appreciate y'all. I'm out.